Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you up to date on a small fire at Ridgecrest Regional Hospital, water news, city council news, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
I'm Tom Whitnick, and here's what's news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. Yesterday, just before 10 a.m., the Kern County Fire Department received notice of a pull station fire alarm in the surgery center of the Ridgecrest Regional Hospital in the 1100 block of North China Lake Boulevard. This was the surgery center at the north end of the hospital complex. The main part of the hospital was not affected. When firefighters arrived, the second floor in one of 4 buildings at the hospital was charged with thick black smoke. Firefighters worked to make access to the fire. Ridgecrest police officers and hospital staff evacuated all patients in the building. Firefighters located the source of the smoke in a closet where a compressor had caught fire. Prior to evacuating the facility, a retired firefighter visiting the hospital had discharged a dry chemical fire extinguisher on the fire, suppressing the flames. Crews removed ceiling tiles in the closet and examined for fire extension. The fire did not extend, and crews worked to clear the smoke from the building. Crews estimated the damage to be approximately $5,000, with a smoke cleanup cost in excess of $10,000. 2 adults that experienced minor smoke inhalation were assessed by Liberty Ambulance crew, but declined treatment. The cause of the fire was determined to be a mechanical failure of the compressor. Thanks to the quick action of the retired firefighter that was there, a lot more serious damage was prevented. And the orderly actions taken by the Kern County Fire Department and Ridgecrest Police Department led to an orderly controlled event. In California news from the AP, they are reporting the Office of the California Attorney General, Kamala Harris, has asked the state Supreme Court to strictly limit a lower court's ruling that local water rates designed to encourage conservation are unconstitutional. In a letter to the Supreme Court, Harris's office said the April decision by the 4th District Court of Appeals contains unnecessary and overbroad language that could hurt the state's effort to combat the drought. The language echoes earlier comments from Governor Jerry Brown that the ruling would put a straitjacket on local governments in their drought fight. The 7-page letter was sent to the court last week by Harris's office on behalf of the State Water Resource Control Board and was detailed in a story Thursday by the Los Angeles Times. The ruling found that the city of San Juan Capistrano's practice of penalizing bigger water users with higher rates was unconstitutional. The city has already settled with the plaintiff, the Capistrano Taxpayers Association, and the case is out of the courts. Harris is not appealing the decision, but asking the court to depublish it, which wouldn't change the outcome of the case, but would mean it couldn't be cited as a precedent in other trials or appellate courts. The court can either order the decision depublished or deny Harris's request. Benjamin Benimoff, who represented the plaintiffs in the lawsuit, says the appeals court got it right and called Harris's letter misplaced and unsubstantiated. The April ruling came shortly after Brown issued drought orders that call for rates, including tiered pricing, that encourage people to save water. About 2/3 of water districts in the state use some form of tiered pricing, and the ruling, so far only binding in Orange County, has been closely watched for its impact. Well, last Wednesday evening, the City Council held their first town hall meeting. The meeting was well attended with over 60 people attending. The established topic of the meeting was economic development for the city and the valley. A lot of input was gathered and noted. There was a lot covered, and space is limited today for the news, so tune in Monday and I'll have a longer and thorough report. It should be noted that the results of the meeting will be presented to a City Council committee meeting for discussion. Then after things are kind of sorted out and categorized, the Council will hold another town hall to further develop the ideas. Of course, we'll let you know when this issue will be further discussed. In other City Council news, the City Council has a marathon agenda for Wednesday. I'll present them here today, and on Monday I'll start going over the more important ones that need expanded explanations. But this is a long list, so here we go. First, I'll adopt a resolution to approve the professional service agreement with the firm Wildan Engineering to provide environmental assessment, surveying, and design engineering for street improvements. They'll have another resolution to go with Wildan Engineering to provide environmental assessment, surveying, and design engineering for the Richmond Road Bike Path project. They'll have another resolution to approve a professional agreement again with Wildan Engineering to provide a multi-year sewer repair program design engineering, and construction management for the first-year replacement program. They'll adopt another resolution for a professional service agreement with Quad Knopf Incorporated to provide environmental, geotechnical surveying, and design engineering services for the East Drummond Avenue Road project. They'll have a resolution to levy and collect sewer fees on the general tax rolls for fiscal year 2015 and 2016. They'll adopt a resolution approving Budget Amendment 15-03, increasing appropriations and estimated revenues in the annual budget. They'll consider adopting a resolution approving the city's appropriations limits of $20,378,000 for fiscal year 2014-15. They'll adopt a resolution to adopting a paid sick leave policy pursuant to AB 1522 for part-time seasonal employees. They'll have another agenda item for approving draft minutes of the regular city council meetings, the Successor Redevelopment Agency, Financing Authority, Housing Authority meeting dated June 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 10th. Now we move on to the public hearing section of the agenda. They'll have public hearings and adopt a resolution of the Ridgecrest City Council adopting a mitigated negative declaration for the Ridgecrest Commercial Specific Plan Offsite Improvements Project. They'll have a public hearing to adopt a resolution of the City Council certifying the negative declaration prepared for the housing element update as adequate under the California Environmental Quality Act, adopting the updated housing element of the general plan for 2015 to 2023, and directing staff to submit the updated housing element to the state. Next, they'll adopt a resolution of the Ridgecrest City Council and the agencies for authority adopting the annual budget for fiscal year 2015-16, establishing appropriations, estimating revenues, and establishing the policies by which the budget may be and shall be amended. Next, they'll have a resolution of the City Council approving continuing appropriations and year-end transfers. Next, they'll adopt a resolution designating the voting delegate for the 2015 League of California Cities Annual Conference. Well, that's the agenda in brief. It is a larger agenda than I can remember in recent times. Again, there are a few very newsworthy items on this agenda. On Monday, I'll start going over those with you. There are some that people will have interest in and want to provide comment to the Council. So tune in Monday for details. Stay tuned for news out of the Ridgecrest Police Department when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. The Ridgecrest Police Department announced today that a DUI driver's license checkpoint and roving DUI saturation patrol are scheduled for tomorrow, the 13th of June, between the hours of 7 p.m. and 3 a.m. in the city of Ridgecrest. In California, this deadly crime led to 802 deaths because someone failed to designate a sober driver. Alcohol and drug-impaired deaths still make up the largest category of overall vehicle fatalities in 2012, with 29% of all deaths caused by a drunk driver. A DUI checkpoint is a proven effective method to lower these numbers. Additionally, drivers will be checked to ensure that they have a valid driver's license. When possible, specifically trained officers will be available to evaluate those suspected of drug-impaired driving. The Ridgecrest Police Department reminds everyone that they can assist in preventing this crime from ever occurring. If you are planning a gathering or celebration with alcohol included, or if you are out of town, plan ahead and designate a non-drinking sober driver. A DUI and drug-impaired arrest can cost up to $10,000 or even more, including time in jail, the loss of your driver's license, and high insurance rates. And that doesn't include the financial and emotional damage you'll go through if you drive while intoxicated and injure or kill another person. It is equally important not to get into a vehicle with a driver who has been drinking. It's not worth it. Don't drive while under the influence of any alcohol or drugs. Plan ahead and designate a non-drinking driver. Report drunk drivers. Call 911. Cerro Cosa Community College honors 139 students who made the 2015 spring semester's President's List. These students achieved a grade point average of at least 3.75 while earning a minimum of 40 grade points within the spring 2015 semester. The presence of students with high academic standards serves as an inspiration to both the faculty and students alike, said Cerro Cosa Community College President Jill Board. Okay, the reading of these names in succession will be a challenge, so if I mispronounce anyone's name, I apologize now. Honoring students at the Ridgecrest campus include Grant Argain, Christopher Arnell, Kelly Ashley, Jeremy Bennett, Megan Budlong, Juliana Burns, Enrique Carrillo Sulub, Kirsten Carroll, Michael Campito, Emma Duplass, Kelly Davalos, Eric Diaz, Jose Diaz, Viola Duff, Morticia Edwards, Nicholas Elder, Lauren Els, Adeline Ennis, Santiago Estrada, Chad Foss, Trenton Francis, Carice Galbagon, Andrew Galvin, Amber Garner, Maria Garrison, Mariella Germain, Matthew Guerra, Jeffrey Haymaker, Megan Harris, Jenna Havig, Nolan Havig, Daniel Hillis, Crystal Hoying, Jeremy Holt, Michael Jr. Hyatt, Matthew Johnson, James King, Marie Lefevre, Linnell Lorden, Diana Love, Kylie Moss, Sandy Mahai, Rebecca McGuire, Tammy McKinley, Mitchell Metz, Ashley Nielsen, Isaiah Ocampo, Austin Ogilvie, Christiana Ogilvie, Wendy Olson, Savannah Peetmeyer, Caitlin Peterson, Dustin Pilkington, Cage Ramrose, Michael Rikers, Ryan Richard, Amber Ricker, Claire Ritchie, John Ryan, Kevin Schindler, Rachel Schultz, and our KZGN traffic manager, Jolene Sen, Heather Seymour, Jordan Smith, Carriana Sorensen, Kim Sutherland, Timothy Steppro, Corinne Sullivan, Matthew Taylor, Jesus Trinidad, Theodore Valdez, Kayla Voigt, Michael Wallstein, Justin White, Bowen Wading, Joel Whitcomb, Patayan Williams, Bo Williamson, and Beverly Wood. At the East Kern campus, serving Edwards, Rosamond, Cal City, Tehachapi, Mojave, and Lancaster, they recognize Caitlin Barbier, Bertha Della Garza, Chance English, Raymond Hackelman, and Kara Jones. So that's the list from the local campus. Many others were also recognized at all Cerro Coso campuses. Again, I apologize for those names I may have mispronounced. But all of us at KZGN-TV congratulate these students that have excelled. Tonight, the Kern County Fire Department is holding an award ceremony in Bakersfield to recognize certain outstanding efforts exhibited by people in the fire department and recognizing certain private citizens for their exemplary efforts in saving lives. Among those being recognized are receiving the Medal of Merit, Captain Glenn Mackey, for exemplary meritorious off-duty actions protecting lives and property during the Wayfire in Wolford Heights. The life-saving medal is presented to local community members Lisa Baker, Richard Brocker, and Sean Gossage for saving the life of a man in cardiac arrest by providing CPR and defibrillation at a gym in Ridgecrest. Community members Mario Taylor and Camille Zaire for saving the life of a man in a cardiac arrest by providing CPR when he was driven to a service station in Boron. Those receiving the Good Samaritan Award, community member Thomas Rockwell for demonstrating selfless concern while helping people involved in a vehicle accident in Weldon, followed by driving an uninjured couple home to Apple Valley, inspiring the establishment of this award. Also receiving the award were local community members Selena Bertone and Hansel Borges for supporting the efforts to save the life of a man in cardiac arrest at the gym in Ridgecrest. The awards are being presented at 6 p.m. this evening at the Kern County Administration Building in Bakersfield. All of us at KZGN-TV pass on our accolades to these fine people for their support to people in need. In news for the Ridgecrest Republican women, they have announced that the Ridgecrest Police Chief, Ron Strand, will be their guest speaker at their next meeting. The next meeting is set for next Friday, June 19th at noon. It is held in the banquet room of Charlie's at the Clarion Inn on North China Lake Boulevard. The cost of lunch is $15 and reservations are required. The public is welcome to attend. You can make reservations by calling Tanya Pyle at 760-466-0815. Now, in KZGN's continuous effort to provide news and information you've asked for, here are today's local gas prices for your information. Well, I'm happy to report that since Wednesday, prices locally and abroad have gone down slightly. As of this morning, Ridgecrest still is the lowest. Ridgecrest is ranging from $3.41 to $3.89. Lancaster is going from $3.43 to $3.89. The LA Valley area is showing $3.43 to $3.59. and the Bishop area is coming in at 368 to 383. We have one station coming in at the 341 figure and 4 stations at the 343 amount. Tune in with us Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for updates. We at KZGN always suggest you shop locally and fill up here to support our local economy. Remember, when you pay any sales tax out of town, you are helping those cities pave their streets instead of here. Stay tuned for weather and sports after the break. Welcome back. Let's go to Keith for the weather.
Thank you, Tom. The National Weather Service is forecasting a risk of severe thunderstorms from the lower Great Lakes to New England and into parts of the southern plains. In addition, thunderstorms in the southern plains will be capable of producing excessive rainfall that could lead to flash flooding. Temperatures across the nation: Massachusetts came in at 75, Carolinas 85, Texas 84, Kansas 60, Montana 72, Utah 69, Arizona 83, and Los Angeles 61. For us locally here in the IWV, tonight we have a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, with a low around 72, north wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday will be sunny and hot with a high near 104, calm wind 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 71, west-southwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday will be sunny and hot with a high near 104, west-northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunday night will be mostly clear with a low around 69, breezy with a west wind 15 to 20 miles per hour. And on Monday, will be sunny and hot with a high near 104, west-northwest wind 5 miles per hour. And that is your local forecast. Now back to Tom and the rest of your KZGN news.
Thanks, Keith. Let's go to Tom Eck for sports.
And a pleasant Friday afternoon to everybody. Let's quickly check Major League Baseball Thursday scoreboard. Oakland moved the record to 25-37 as they won at home against Texas, 2 wins in a row for the A's, who are still in last place in the American League West. Cleveland over Seattle 6-0, and San Diego defeats Atlanta in 11 innings. Now, both benches in that game cleared twice. They had a near brawl, and San Diego actually wins 2 of the 4 games down in Atlanta. 2 of those games were won by the Padres in extra innings. All right, a big slate of baseball this weekend. Cincinnati and Chicago will square off for 3 games. The Yankees will beat the Orioles. The Orioles now 2 games under 500. They were last year's American League East champions, and just starting to play a little bit better right now. The Phillies will be in Pittsburgh, and the Indians will be at the Tigers. Now, Justin Verlander will make his comeback on Saturday. He's been in rehab. He's been in AAA so far this season. We'll see what happens. The Tigers playing much better as of late. All right, the Twins will be at the Rangers this weekend. The Rangers have lost now 2 in a row to the A's after winning 5 games in a row. And we'll also see the Angels in Oakland at home at the Big A starting tonight. The Angels right now just a few games back of the Astros, who have lost 7 games in a row. The Astros will be at home. They had a horrid road trip. They will take on Seattle, who has been a very, very underachieving team this season. They really spent a lot of money, brought some people in, and hasn't panned off at all. LA will be in San Diego. The Dodgers fresh off a sweep at home against Colorado, and Arizona. And Arizona will be in San Francisco this weekend. Arizona will play at Anaheim 2 games next week. All right, in hockey, Game 5, Stanley Cup Playoff Finals. That will be Saturday. That will be at Tampa Bay. Series right now tied at 2. Game 6 will be Monday in Chicago. If they need Game 7, it'll be Wednesday at Tampa Bay. And the College World Series opens up tonight. That's the 17th time we'll see Cal State Fullerton there. Let's hope the Titans do well. They play Vanderbilt first round. And that's your sports for this Friday. I'm Tom Heck for KZGN.
So that's some news for today. All of us at KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now here's a neat video with the dogs crawling with a baby. Have a great weekend, everyone.